What's going on guys, Chris here, taking a good look at another Battlefield Hardline weapon, and in this video, the gun, or guns should I say, that I'll be checking out is the dual VZ61. Now normally I don't tend to go over the secondary weapons, but because the dual VZ61 is pretty unique and zany, I just couldn't resist. For starters, it's the only weapon in the game that's dual wielded, and because of this, the weapons have some interesting statistics. But as for a bit of background info first, the dual VZ61s that you'll be gunning people down with in Hardline are actually a pair of Scorpion SA VZ61s, which is a Czech submachine gun, developed for use with the security and special forces. Designed in the late 50s and finalised in 1961, the weapon also made its way into the Czechoslovak army as a sidearm. It's a fully automatic weapon with a blowback operation, and it's also quite small in size, making it a suitable gun to fire single-handedly. And so with the typical human being having two hands, Visceral have decided to give each of those two hands its very own SMG. The pair of machine pistols can be slapped onto any loadout class for any faction, so you can pretty much use it wherever you want to after you buy it. Price wise, you're looking at a fairly hefty cost of $100,000 to purchase the guns with that Battlefield Wonga. But I guess you are paying for two weapons here, so in theory, it makes sense for them to be priced so high. Plus it's a really unique thing for the game, so a lot of curious Battlefielders are gonna want to check them out and lay down a heap of money to do so. But is throwing down all those hard-earned Battlefield dollars for the guns a good idea? Well, hopefully this video should help sway your decision, as I'll go over both the pros and the cons next. Now of course, wielding two guns not only means that you're gonna look like hardcore Henry, but it also means that you'll have double the firepower. The main good thing to note about the pair of VZ61s is that they're going to be firing at a blisteringly fast 1300 RPM, 650 RPM each, making this option now quicker than everything else. That insane amount of speed can get those bullets out far quicker than most of your rivals, and means that up close, you can dispatch of your enemies quite quickly. However, even though you've got a pair of bullet hoses at your disposal, you really aren't dishing out very much damage, especially over longer distances. The maximum damage rate is 15 up to 8 meters, which then rapidly declines over a short distance of 24 meters, where that minimum damage of just 8 is dealt. And this pretty much gives it the lowest damage rate in the game also. It's going to take 7 bullets to kill up close, but it could take up to 13 to drop a target if they're beyond the range of 24 meters. Now down to the pair of weapons having the overall fastest fire rate and lowest damage of the game, these factors kind of balance each other out, making the gun a little bit less overpowered than you might think, but still enough to maintain the ability to tear through enemies at very close ranges. Though probably the main negative point to make about the VZ61s has got to be its Frantic Recoil. Because you're holding two of these bad boys, it restricts your ability to aim down sights. You can zoom in a bit when you ADS, grouping your first few shots a bit closer together, but generally the recoil sucks big time. Because you're firing it at such a crazy rate, the recoil rapidly becomes uncontrollable, causing all of your shots to fly all over the place, and being able to only aim with hipfire restricts the weapon's effectiveness in medium to long range shootouts. In fact, because the recoil is so bloody random, the VZ61s can even be a bit of an unreliable pair to use at closer ranges too, and only really become truly deadly at those extreme close quarter distances. So if an enemy is literally right in front of you, the guns will probably be a safe bet to bring out. But if they're further away, its lack of precision will probably cause you problems. As far as attachments go, there's not really a lot to customise here other than how the guns look in appearance. Weapon camos can be applied, but that's pretty much it. So with that, the dual VZ61 is the true definition of a spray and pray weapon. Its extreme fire rate can plough through hostiles like hailstones up close, but other than making you look like a badass, you'll probably find that the dual VZ61s really aren't all that practical. Down to the weapon's low damage rate and the lack of accurate ADS capabilities limiting you to hipfire, the guns only really do much justice in those super close-up encounters at point blank range. Because of this, you'll probably find that the guns struggle to not only deal the damage, but also actually hit your target too. As a quick way to finish off an enemy up close, or to battle against someone who's literally right next to you, the dual VZ61s will probably help you out. But without that much needed accuracy, you'll hardly stand a chance against most players further away. To some, the dual VZ61 might seem like a good option to equip as a secondary weapon, but for others, you might be a bit disappointed. It's pretty unreliable, and it hardly ever guarantees to kill your target successfully. But do take into account that this is a secondary weapon option, so it's not advised to use the guns on their own. But in combination with a strong primary weapon, the VZ61s can be useful, but should only be reserved for those super close-up firefights only. Anyway, that's it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed the guide. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button if you did. Subscribe to my channel to stay updated with new content, and check out a bunch of other videos there too. Take it easy, guys, and I'll see you in that next one.